I'm currently in Amsterdam in the Netherlands. Why does it always sound so weird to say the city name and the country sometimes? And I'll say this is probably the craziest place I've been so far. I will be releasing a vlog eventually on the Drew IRL channel. I'm just gonna make it one giant video, so if you aren't already, please subscribe. UK gets a new prime minister. That prime minister, the second they step through the door, they're like, all right, well, my job here is done. I just want to know how people were predicting this before it even happened. People were saying that she was just going to leave like a month ago. Becomes prime minister, meets the queen. Queen freaking oofs, freaks up the economy, sends the country into a recession, resigns after 6 weeks, refuses to elaborate. There's something really fun about totally not understanding another country's political system. I don't know what's going on, but I'm intrigued. British people finding out that they're about to get the 4th prime minister in a row that they didn't vote for. I just wonder who's going to be next. Good job on your Japanese game. Thanks. Good job on your medieval game. Ah yes, the medieval game brought to us by a Japanese studio, and the Japanese game brought to us by a Western studio. But let's not forget the OG. A certain Japanese studio has been teaching us what it's like to be Italian for decades now. Which side are you on? Bread and fridge gang, or bread on the counter gang? Wait, people put their bread in the fridge? I just revealed what gang I'm in. That might actually make sense though. Does that preserve it for longer? First result, never keep your bread in the fridge. I guess that settles it. It actually causes the bread to become stale much faster. What? What are you gonna tell me next? That it's useless to put your batteries in the fridge? I'll refuse to believe it. Moms be like, why don't you play with the neighbor's kids? Meanwhile, the neighbor's kids. Okay, clearly one of these guys are gonna fall off the roof here. And there it is. Oh, he actually like did it willingly too. Oh, and now you are helping him out by bringing him on this little stretcher, but oh wait, no, you're crucifying him. All right. Okay, clearly the neighbor's kids are running a cult. Did you know the universe is about 93 billion light years in diameter? That's larger than 2 football fields. Thanks, wow facts. I'm literally like, wow, that's crazy. Turks on their way to say how good their country is from their home in Berlin. Oh, Turkey's great, all right. It's so great I had to leave. It was just too much fun over there. That would actually be an understandable excuse. The most aggressive and hostile sounding languages. We have Turkish, German, Russian, and Arabic. Interesting that you chose the Saudi Arabian flag for Arabic. There could have been others, right? I mean, technically speaking, the country of Egypt has the most Arabic speakers. Saudi Arabia isn't even in the top 3. Is this another one of those things where, for instance, they show the American flag when talking about the language of English, or the Brazilian flag for Portuguese? Americans, no, you can't drink. You're only 20. I'm sorry, Dad. Meanwhile, the Germans, literally out here with a pint at 7 years old. I've actually had multiple Germans come up to me and randomly tell me this. I'd be like 21 years old, but say, I've been drinking for 21 years. Your country has an inflation rate of 7%, but it's still lower than most of the developed world. Oh yeah, time to party. Seems like just about every place is dealing with inflation right now, some worse than others. Luckily, 7% is still nowhere near Venezuela though. How Europeans think we live. I mean, to be fair, there are some places that have a lot of American flags. They don't really do that here in Europe, I noticed. This is actually what some places in the US actually live like. It's just around the 4th of July time. Italian farmers enjoying another fruitful harvest of their most valuable crop. I remember when I first saw my first pizza plant, beautiful, red, and ripe. I'm not really a fan when it's still green. 50 Cent when he moves to Japan and has to change his name to 74 and 39 yen. How has it been like 20 years of these 50 Cent jokes? 74 and 39 yen doesn't sound like too bad of a rapper name though. How's 50 Cent been doing with all the inflation? The rest of the world when they see frogs? They are not for eating. The French when they see frogs. What about their legs? They don't need those. You know it's common for frogs to just eat other frogs? I thought flies were the only thing on their menu. So I guess people from France and frogs are not so different. Me? Oh no, there's some mold on the walls. My French roommate scraping it off and putting it on his cheese. And I bet you it's going to taste glorious. Never underestimate moldy cheese. Or frogs, I guess. The Queen has seen 15 prime ministers. Meanwhile, the new king will probably see more before Christmas. They're certainly going that route. They're already trying to beat her record. When you try to make a meme in German and just start placing random, whatever that word is that what these little dots things are in your sentence? Umlauts? Umlauts? Yeah, this is exactly how you get the Germans to mobilize. Start putting dots on top of letters. That was actually the real reason for World War II. Wait, so is that the same thing that a lot of Nordic languages use? Oh wait, no, I'm getting confused with this strange O cross. We should just create our own language out of all the special characters each people have. Do the Latin O, the umlaut, the Spanish N. It's gonna be great. Wait, I almost forgot about the all too famous German B. I'm gonna create a document trying to collect them all. Me texting my best friend, we got this, knowing we don't got this, and we both require serious therapy. If you ain't doing this, then there's something wrong with your childhood. Like, you're just not living, man. Everyone needs that moment where the overbearing weight of all the it is what it is starts to just absolutely destroy you. Some groundbreaking information just released. Saul Goodman is actually Albanian. Finally, glorious Albania with another dub. Why are they so great over there? Freak the British! We don't like being their colony. A little longer than a few minutes later. Colonialism, the American version of it. We just called this Manifest Destiny. Once you give it like cool words that sound different, it's okay. OMG guys, Earth is getting an update! Finally, I've been waiting for this DLC my entire life. Let's go! I guess we've gotten to the point where every human on Earth can afford this expansion pack. It's gonna be a real game changer. Americans, try to name this country challenge. This is clearly one of those impossible tasks. You might fool other Americans, but not this one. I know Atlantis when I see it. No one. The French in 1789. It's like they all just unanimously said, what if we pulled a prank on the entire country and just started chopping off everyone's head? I see for this reenactment though, you decided to get a bunch of Danish folks to help with that. You know, cause Lego, I don't know if people are gonna get that joke. Guys, I think we found it. The greatest Roblox game of all time. What's even the point in making games anymore? It's over. Nothing will ever top this. ASMR streamers out here just continue to get better and better. This one's gotta be the most relaxing for me. Something so peaceful about rocket launchers. Winner of the 1.28 billion lottery gets $433 million after taxes. The IRS are actually the first ones to congratulate you. They start coming out of nowhere like jumping up and down. Yeah! We won, buddy! We did it together! English grammar versus French grammar versus Arabic grammar versus Icelandic grammar, but no one can defeat the most epic of them all. If anything could represent the language of Hungarian, a nuclear lizard that lived in the ocean is probably the best thing to come up with. How society wants men to dress versus how we actually want to dress. I just want to be on the subway with my samurai outfit on. In case anyone tries to mess with me, I'll take out the blade. While you were out partying, I was studying the blade. I don't know how to do surrender. And at this point, I'm afraid to ask. See, this is why Putin really needed to play the tutorial before he just jumped into it. It's like one of the first things they teach you. Ukraine giving back all their boom booms to Russia with the reassurance to never be invaded. Meanwhile, Russia 20 years later. And this is the exact meme that motivates North Korea as well. You think they're gonna believe anyone that if they stop building their own boom boom, everything's just gonna be fine and dandy? Hot dog bun companies after selling packs of 6 buns when the average hot dog pack has 8. Now I have to buy 2 packages of buns, and 4 of those buns are gonna be wasted. You think I'm some sort of freak that eats bread without anything else? I really wish I had bread here to eat, because I actually do that. There's nothing better in the morning than just a slice of bread. Children looking at adults drinking coffee. Look what they need just to mimic a fraction of our energy levels. In a way, if you think about it, children are born and they all can just become Super Saiyan at any point. And slowly with time, we lose that ability. The most depressing thing ever. Bread versus garlic bread. As I just said, I'm clearly a pretty big fan of the bread. I'll take any bread I can get. But yeah, there is something magical about garlic. Do you like K-pop? Oh, this person is an OG K-pop stan. Not like some of those new fake ones. I was here when K-pop started. Wait, no, like unironically, outside of the memes, this was the initial breakthrough for K-pop, was it not? I'm pretty sure Gangnam Style is actually credited as like the start of it all. Like the British invasion in the 60s, except now it's a Korean one. His reaction when the tree falls. Is this one of those things where the tree never falls? Yeah. I was really gonna wait here for... Maybe I still am. I can't believe you've done this. I want the tree to fall. Non-native English speaker, I apologize for my terrible English in advance. It is not my native tongue, so please bear with me for every foolish mistake I would make through the entirety of this conversation. Native English speaker, lol, it okay. You'd be very surprised to find out that English is also my native tongue, and yet I just speak it really not good. I have like grammar mistakes in like literal video titles that I didn't change for months. It's like people that like barely know English that are like, hey bro, you spell this word wrong. Speaking of which, one day I'm gonna try to figure out and translate probably the greatest song ever right here, but I'm not there just yet. This is a Thailand ad to get people to not drink. This is a commercial. There we go. Once you stop, you work, you work, you collect money, you work more, pay debt, work, get educated, stable life, This actually, wife loves him? That's a step too far, but everything else I can see happen. Improve his country. Wait, this is actually amazing. I would absolutely listen if this popped up on my TV. This is 4 levels of irony deep, and I think it will actually work. Florida man arrested for using lost US nuke to power his home for more than 27 years. Why are you gonna arrest this genius? He clearly needs like a Nobel Peace Prize or something. Sometimes Florida man can do good. Literally the rest of the world, MFers, explaining how 187.96 centimeters is easier than just saying 6'2". Yeah, you know I joke around a lot about the imperial system, but this is, I think, one area where maybe it's better than metric. Although it does help my confidence as a short king to say that my height is like 175 centimeters. Big number makes me feel like big boy. Liminal space fans when they see an empty room. Wow, this is gonna go in my collection of all the other empty rooms out there. You think these people just show up to random warehouses for their weekend to have fun? Me slowly going insane while playing Minecraft as the deafening silence of the overworld and the existential dread and loneliness in a, I don't even know what that word, infinite world, extreme fear and paranoia in me. Why does Minecraft have this ability? I've gone through some of the worst mental breakdowns just trying to run around building my house in Minecraft. Be having like the worst identity crisis of all time, just trying to find a piece of wood. The decimeter, you guys always act like you're better than me. Millimeter, centimeter, and regular meter. I admit, I don't often hear about the decimeter. These other 3 are just way more popular. They're the cool kids. Move to an area less prone to natural disasters, or keep rebuilding your house on the same spot every time a hurricane destroys it. Meanwhile, Americans, and it's not even just hurricanes, it is just every natural disaster. We got people continuing to rebuild their homes after being destroyed by tornadoes, or by earthquakes, or wildfires. We find a spot and we're just like, no, here is home. Punching a wall in the US versus punching a wall in the EU. I can actually test this for science. I don't think I'm in like a house that, I don't know. Would not want to punch that. No, I'm not going to do it. And big thanks to Why Am I Doing This? $20 is a lot, Drew. aPhatNarwhal,
Barnsky W,
Drew's Argentinian Grandpa, Chris3773,
DannyThyGamer,
GoodOldRyah, istoledrewspetdog,
Jakov, bruney,
LuxembourgLover,
nationsatrisk,
Bjorkman, Phresh Animations,
RyeThePie,
the
Polish-Lithuanian
Mexican
Commonwealth,
760,
Twickenhamster,
Veiotic, ZaneyBoi,